Dear friend, welcome in this flash course on meditation. This is the only video you will ever need to learn to meditate. I will explain to you how meditation works, but especially what you need to do to be best in your meditation. And for this we have to ask ourselves a few questions. To start with meditation, first forget everything you hear in popular publications and on the internet. Meditation is not an activity of the mind, but it is an activity of the body, and the body, in turn, produces a particular nature of mind. Meditation should be separated in three parts: preparation or Vipassana, meditation, and gathering. In this practice today, we started with the Vipassana, and the Vipassana is the calming of the breath by unwrinkling the body, also called yoga. Another word used by Buddhists for yoga is dhyani, which means meditation. The meditation as Vipassana, preparation, is intended on harmonizing of the body by stretching the different body parts and by, as a result of that, calming the breath, and because of calming the breath, opening the passages of the body for the circulation of body fluids, which in Taoism is called the qi and blood. Both Buddhist and Taoist classical texts on meditation, or sutras, are intending to clarify that the preparation is a very important part of meditation, but it is not the meditation per se. For most schools of meditation, they stop at the beginning. This meditation shows you how your beginning is the start of the actual meditation. What we do in this practice is all Vipassana. Buddhist and Taoist meditation differ in that Buddhist meditation focuses on the mind, while the Taoist meditation focuses on the body. When you focus on the mind, you can militarize your breath by subjecting your body to slavery to the mind. In Taoist meditation, you try to find an organic harmony between the body and the mind by guiding your body towards the kind of openness that allows the mind to be free. The way to best use this video is first listen to the video content and look at the video at the same time. The second time you watch this video, shut down the volume and just follow the movements as you recognize them from the first time. Your body will guide you to the proper use of the practices so that you feel more comfortable. Make sure you emphasize the symmetry of your movements and look at my hands, sometimes giving you guidance to what you pay attention to, like just now where I pat my butt to show you that you have to use both butts to sit on. At the moment when you cross your legs, like in the lotus position as here, do that in stages when you don't feel comfortable sitting in the lotus position. Guide step by step, make yourself a little bit more tighter, and then lift up your last leg eventually until you're in the lotus. Try to avoid a cushion if you don't have a specific handicap that requires you to sit on a cushion. Sit on the cold floor. In the case of bending backwards, make sure that you make your back long. At the moment when you bend forward, make sure your front is extended also, so that you do not harm your neck or your spinal column or your chest bone by squeezing things together such as your stomach. At the moment when you do a sideways link, hold the stretch long enough so that you can eventually crack your neck. At the moment when you rotate your shoulders, make sure your hands stay on your knees so that your shoulders actually carry your arms and the content of your chest. Aging factors and stress factors and disease factors all have the same effect on your body. It tightens your body in the form of wrinkling of the tissues of your body. So exercises like yoga are meant to stretch in particular kind of ways to make sure that you unwrinkle your body. They are not made to help you become stronger, but are to help you to get more aligned. The alignment in itself produces strength. And there are a variety of exercise systems based on that. In the Daoland program, these are highly emphasized, and I can advise you to follow a bamboo formula Qigong program for harmonizing of your body, or a Wudang yogic play program to help you find realignment and coordination and stretch. All yogas of the hatha or body and the raja or attitude kind are intended to create openness of the joints and of the circulations of your body. It doesn't matter what kind of circulations people perceive, the importance is that circulations are free. Free circulation increases the ability of the body to communicate between its organs and its other tissues and its cells. So as a result of that, the body can function properly, and a properly functioning body will make you happy. The combination of a happy body and a free circulation creates the preconditions to make you healthy. At the moment when you finish your yogic stretches, the actual Vipassana starts. You go sit. First pay attention to the closing of the eyes. The eyes are in fact semi-closed, so there is a slit through which some light can still come into your brain and into your body. Your attention is on the dantian, but it is also on the outer form of your body. Make sure you are aware where every part of your body is all the time. Your palms are on the top of your knees and your fingers hang over the knees so that the hands both can relax completely. Your elbows are a little bit outward and there should be a little bit of space underneath your armpit. At that moment, the circulation of the heart is also optimized. The tongue touches with the tip of the tongue to the palate behind the teeth and not against the teeth. The lips are slightly closed and the corners of the mouth are being squeezed a little bit to the outside. Lift up the base of the skull after you first align the spinal column to be as straight as possible. Then lift up the vertebra behind the heart and also the vertebra behind the navel, the umbilicus. At that moment, you can allow yourself to let all the vertebrae hang in a relaxed way so that you do not become tight and tired. Because of the posture, your body weight will automatically sink downwards. You don't have to do anything for that. You do not have to do paying attention to your breathing patterns to make sure that you calm down. Because of paying attention to the sinking of your body weight towards the earth, you automatically calm your breath. You do not need to count, you do not need to pay attention to your breathing, you don't need to do anything except paying attention to the activities of your body. When you are sitting, eventually make sure that your ears hear every sound indistinctively. Your nose absorbs the breath and let it go out, but also make sure you smell everything that happens in your environment. If it smells good or if it smells bad, it doesn't really matter. For your eyes, also your third eye and your both eyes together are one organ. At your crown, make sure your crown is pointing upward, but be aware of the whole of heaven above you, but also be aware of all of earth below you. Then you will feel that your body is extended and is being carried by your environment. Also the space around you, because of paying attention to your outer form, will be felt as a presence around you and will embed you in the room that you are in, or if you are outside, like in my case, it will make sure that you feel complete. The purpose of preparatory practice is to bring you back to a natural state where you are not hindered by the limitations caused by stress, aging or disease. It is the nature of the mind to take control over the body, much like a slaveholder and its slave. The purpose of the meditation is to teach the mind to let go of its control and to realize that the best way to go forward with life is the harmony and cooperation between the mind and the body. In your meditation process, you try to develop what is called a Taiji state, where the awareness and the activity of your decisions are unified with only one purpose, namely to guarantee the opening of the body. At the moment when the mind and the awareness and the body are cooperating as a triangle, in the sense that they lift up the body and unwrinkle the body further, you will start noticing more and more processes go smoother and smoother and smoother. At the moment when the meditation process is done very well and you gradually come to the point where the meditation goes as by itself, then at that moment you have completed the first stage, and that is the stage where everybody always talks about and tests about, namely the calmness of the mind. But at the moment when the calmness of the mind has been achieved, you are actually only ready to go into the next stage, namely the building of your personality, and the person that you want to be as a result of the meditation process, and is very often described by the school that you adjusted to. The differences between schools are determined by the outcome that they want to produce. Tantric schools of both Buddhism and Taoism, they have a different kind of personality in mind. Bodhisattvas and Shen are not the same kind of beings. But in general we can say that they are like unified with the universe. The will of the Shen and the will of the Bodhisattva are there unified with the will of heaven to help the universe become a better place for all sentient beings. Everybody who achieves the state of Shen or Bodhisattva actually contributes to the ease for the next generation to achieve the same stage. So the achievements that you have in your meditation state, they are not there for your benefit and pleasure alone, but they are there especially for the coming generations. Any claim you make on how wonderful you are in your meditation actually defies the purpose of the meditation. In the same way with yogic practice, when you focus very much on the outer representation of your practice as being perfect and beautiful, in fact defies the purpose of the yogic presentation in itself, so that your actual meditative achievement in the meditation becomes less and it becomes more like a military practice. Militarization of your practice, in effect, creates stress, and that again defies the purpose of your practice. In your meditative practice, you want to implement discipline in that you put aside enough time to actually do your meditation, even though you might feel that you fail in your meditation every time because of a lack of concentration or because you are too tired. In effect, the looseness of your meditation and not the rigid discipline is what makes the meditation work, and at a certain point helps you to understand that the nature of meditation is to find a reassurance in life. Meditation as a methodology is using the technology that your body offers. The body parts are the instruments that actually provide you the quality of your meditation, that cannot be replaced by any technology that is from outside your body. So the use of a feedback machine or anything like that is totally useless, because you are the feedback machine. There is a loose but natural order to the meditation process. First stage, unwrinkling of the body, with as a result that the natural circulations become better. Because of the focus on the dantian, 3 or 4 fingers below the umbilicus in the vertical axis between the crown and the perineum, is in fact also the accumulation of the dantian yang qi. The yang qi actually is the engine of the circulation of qi and blood in the body. that is different than from Western medicine, where they consider the heart to be the pump of blood. In effect, in arts like Tai Chi Chuan, Qigong and Yoga, it is emphasized that the body actually moves the blood by movement, and the heart supposed to be calm and empty and as much as possible unused to create the optimum observation by the mind and the awareness and the body itself, so that you can properly react on things in life. In skill sets like the Zhongwu Qigong, we gradually build up towards the receptivity of the heart as a tool to complete your bodhisattva or Shen stage. The Chinese character for heart or sin is in fact the image of a mirror in which dirt is falling. The dirt are the impressions of the senses, that is including the ones of your mind and of your body. When we look at the dantian, we see that the accumulation of the yang qi in the dantian gradually is being thrusted into mingmen. Mingmen is then heating up, and the heating up is creating warmth within the water composition part of your body, and the water from the belly is then being thrusted up into the dumai as steam. The dumai is the comb on the back of your back. At the moment when it comes to the top of your head, this steam, it condenses and it becomes saliva in your mouth, which after swallowing disappears inside the renmai, and where, according to different schools, it either first goes to the heart and then goes to mingmen and then it goes back into the dantian, or it goes through the renmai. Both stages are important in traditions such as the golden flower tradition. This circulation is called xiaoqiujian. This is the small circular heaven. This circulation is important because it helps you to clean up the waters of your body, so that also the transport of nourishment and information can be done in the best way possible. The unwrinkling of your body also at the same time allows dirt to be moved until eventually it can be taken out of the body by means of your urine, your defecation, your sweat, your burping and your yawning. There are many more details to be told when you want to really know in depth about the beginning stages and the experience stages of meditation. For this I would refer to you to the advancement in meditation courses that we give, or to the instructor course, where for the beginning stage all the different kind of possible experiences are being outlaid, so that you can understand what you or the people in your class are going through. The purpose of this video is to get you on your way with meditation, but also to make you curious about the next stages. The next stages are much more interesting, but are rarely ever discussed in the public discourse on meditation. Please do not forget that to get a perfect meditation, you have to go to your natural state. If you try to implement too much discipline in your meditation, you actually are suppressing the natural processes of your body and your mind, so that you will not achieve harmony, but your meditation will always remain a frustration in your life, so that you eventually give up on it, or that you are developing a pride in your meditation, which is in fact also not very helpful. Meditation is a daily regimen for personal hygiene, mental hygiene, emotional hygiene, and physical hygiene, to help you wake up in your existence and make you a better human being. When the meditation process contains space for questions, don't hesitate to ask these questions. Join our community at Daoland Healthcare and make sure you get the best personal attention you can get. There are a few more things that I can add to the video before I really wish you luck with your meditation process. One other thing is that when you become more acquainted with the meditation process and you review the video again, you start noticing all kind of small details that are giving you guidance to what you can experience. For instance, If the dumai and the renmai on the back side and the front side of the body are being completed in a circulation, the return of the water in the dantian will cause the dantian to move around like the tumbling of a washing machine. It gives a little bit of a swollen feeling like there is a ball in your belly, but it also gives a churning movement through your intestines, helping you to clean your intestines and to make the meditation process in the next cycle better. The warming of the dantian will cause the body to be better in regulating its body temperature between cold and warm or even hot weather. As a result of that, you will generally feel more comfortable in whatever you do. The meditation process should make you more independent from your environment in how it feels and how it acts. The meditation process will gradually spill over in your daily life, through which you notice that all of your life, every moment of the day, is part of the meditation process, and that the truth of the mystical experience of meditation in fact is that life itself is a meditation. Once you start experiencing this, you are really on your way. It is best to understand that the meditation process has to negate the fight and flight reaction that is normal for daily communal life in cities and on the countryside. It should be emphasized that both Buddhism and Taoism point out that life in itself can be pretty miserable. Taoism calls the world of dust and dirt. When you get better in the meditation process, you start noticing that unnatural things are an affront to being alive. As human beings, we are actually born to be part of nature. But because of our artificial lifestyle, we actually moved away from nature and have suppressed our natural reactions to natural things and our natural reaction to unnatural things too. Once you are in the meditation process, you start noticing that your body tends to feel revulsion about the dirty and the original things from the world. With the original things of the world, I mean the things that we have created by ourselves and that are naturally not so by themselves in the world as a result of the creation of the world by nature itself. At this point, we can recognize that meditation is in fact twofold in its purpose. On the one hand, it is there to help us recognize what is natural and what is revulsive to us. On the other hand, it is to help us yield against the revulsive so that we can learn to deal with it and live in it and survive in it and maybe even flourish in it so that we can support the world to find the way towards more natural living. The normal way of our normal society is to continuously raise the vibe, which some people confuse with transcendence and ascending. In reality, the meditation process is to help you go underneath the raising of the vibe so that you can see things clearly as they are. At the moment when you raise the vibe, you're actually becoming more and more part of the rat race of commercialism, consumerism and capitalism. Modern societies create unnatural independencies through which we are able and allowing ourselves to corrupt ourselves through dependencies which are actually unhealthy, such as hard work, such as drinking, drugs, medication, and all kind of other crutches to help us survive in the rat race. The meditation process has to help you back to live your life as a living creature in coexistence with all the other living creatures, which are in fact timeless. Our modern science has developed a theory of evolution to show and prove to ourselves why we are more important than the rest of nature. And as a result of that, we created a lot of problems such as global wars, global pollution, global environmental disaster, and changes in weather patterns, and so on. As a result of that, we make our own life position difficult, and people talk about escaping the earth, where we actually have to live a more artificial life than is possible here. The meditation process is there to help us mature and take our place as part of nature, which is in itself as an experience timeless. Even though there is a differentiation process through which more and more different animals and plants come about, which we are now driving into extinction, but at the moment when they come about, they all bring with them their own intelligence and their own sentience. The observation of the world around us through our senses in the meditation process yields very different results from the observations done by instrumentation. Instrumentation is of course an artificial means. It is not a true understanding in the human sense. In fact, everything that has to do with mathematics and with science as we recognize it through instrumentation have to do with forcing patterns onto nature. Nature in itself is organic, and these organic nature has particular kind of rhythms and patterns, but these are all relatively loosely connected with each other and they are not strict. For instance, in the meditation process, we notice that during the day when we meditate on different times, the meditation process is different, but the world around us also is different. From the meditation process, it was devised that the day is divided in 12 sections. These 12 sections of 2 hours together comprise a day. Each of these sections, these 12 sections, were divided in 4 sections of about half hour, in which our body takes time to go through the whole circulation of our body with both our chi and our blood. As a result of that, we can divide the 2-hour section in a yin, a rising yin, a yang, and a rising yang section, which will determine the outcome of our meditation process. The best way to advise in that sense is to make sure that when you meditate, you always try to complete one cycle of about half an hour. When I speak of half an hour, I mean with this half an hour in our clock time. Half an hour in our clock time within the meditation time is about half an hour. That means that for some people the circulation will go a little bit faster and for some a little bit slower. It depends on the condition of your health. Hence the feelings of the meditation experiences and the changes of the actions that you undertake are for a large degree organic, and they depend on you discovering the appropriateness of a particular kind of timing. Okay, this is it for today. I hope you have fun with this video and that you practice with this video many times. There is a second part which is also including a Taoist tantric possession. But that video is only open for members.